All right. So, man, we got so much to talk about in reality. Before we just go into like, hey, I'm gonna show you techniques, like I'm gonna explain to you the game first, all right? So, can you put me in, they gotta come this way just a little bit. Can you put me in half guard, okay? Options of half guard passing. Chest to chest passing, right? I usually will have an underhook, right? I can have a cross face, I can have a near side underhook, I could be like this, whatever the case may be, I'm chest to chest, usually using a foot, driving into the mount, or driving into some variation of side control, right? So I have chest to chest passing. There's a whole, genre of techniques in that direction, right? Another thing that I could do, obviously, is I can start to stand and I can change the game. Now it's going to turn into switch passing or mobile passing or whatnot. I can actually stand to get my underhook and drop back down. But either way, I start to stand and I go towards mobile passing. Then you have chest to chest passing, right? You also have backstepping, which is another genre, which is this way. Real famous now for leg locks, but there's actually a lot of half guard passing that happens this way, and a lot of world champs that favor passing like this. Okay, so you have that backstep version. Then you have another chest to chest, but you're turning in, which is gonna be, I'm turning in this way towards his body. I'm putting his body flat on the mat and still putting his back on the mat, trying to get my knee out. In all of these cases, some way or another, I'm trying to get my knee out when I pass the guard, right? When I cut through or do any type of half guard passing, I need to get my knee out. In this particular case, it's like super important, super duper important, okay? Let's talk about our results in each one of these passes. If I pass chest to chest, there's several different variations, of course, okay? But it's gonna end up in me in side control and mounts as well too. And I can have arms. There's also variations of that exact same pass, but like cow catcher versions. So I can still be doing the exact same passes and choking him en route to mount or side control, right? Those are my attacks and games that I can play there. That's the result I'm gonna get as well too. Arms and necks in that type of fashion when I pass the side control or mount. When I backstep, I have the leg locks and I have different things as well too. But the difference about when I turn in, the difference between this side control, right, when I'm all the way out, and the passing that's connected to it, is he can't see what I'm doing. He can spread his elbows really well. He can't tell that I'm about to mount him, right? Like I can easily mount him to where everything else where I'm chest down, whether it's side control this way or this way. And then especially when I turn this way, the avenues to the mount are further away, right? I have to turn that way in order to even slide my knee or step over him in order to get into mount, right? But when I'm facing this way, it's like, he's not stopping the mount. The other thing that happens is when I pin him in any of variations where I'm chest to chest, it's harder to access his back. Because my whole job here is to pin him down. He's trying to get off of his back. I'm trying to pin him on his back. But when I have the pass position where I land in this way, if he turtles towards me or away now, all the way, buddy, to your knees. I now have access to his back. If he goes back down and he turtles the other way, keep going, turtle, bridge, 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 all the way to your knees. Keep going all the way to your knees. I still have access to his back. I'm gonna ride him. Right? I can still seatbelt him and that kind of stuff if he comes up. So in the turning in pass, I have access to his back. Long story short. Does that make sense? And I have a pretty good control of landing in the mount, not getting caught in guard. Instead of sliding my knee through or stepping around, I can step quickly into mount. So some pretty good advantages there. I won't go, I don't know everyone's profession here, but there is a lot of law enforcement and military stuff that has to do with the way that I turn into people like that as well too. I like putting my hips on them that way and not just being where they can face me and we're facing down. But we'll get into that later. So let's talk about getting to this position and where I want you to be, okay? So we're gonna start here first. Let's come to side control, bring your head here. Okay, so first I want you to just be in traditional side control and we're just gonna mix things up, okay? I'm gonna hold his shoulder, I'm gonna come through the armpit, and I'm gonna spread my elbows, and I'm gonna swing my knee into his hip. I'm gonna control this knee. This is the one, if I control this knee, he's gonna knee me in the face with that one. Go ahead and throw your knee. Wow, Muay Thai, right? So I'm here like this. If he pushes this knee up, it doesn't matter. And it's not gonna stop me from mounting him. Like, you can keep his knee up like that all day long, I'll still mount him. So that doesn't actually defend the mount anymore like it does here. Now put your knee on my ribs. So now this stops me from mounting him. But when I'm in this position, right, here's the drill. Cup, pummel, and then see how his elbow's strong. Keep your elbow strong here. Like, I can't just turn and face him. I don't wanna end up like this. I don't wanna end up like this. So it's important that when I pummel through, T-Rex, it's important that when I pummel through, that right here I'm about to do spread the elbows. Boom, and then I'm like this. Okay, it's real important that you do that. So let me show you the footwork now. 180 for me. 180.
That's a half a circle, George.
I was 18, you forgot a 0. Okay, so not T-Rex. So I'm here. I bring my left arm through the armpit, over my arm. I'm about to go boom and open up my elbows. I turn my hips, my belly to belly. I put this knee into his hip. I'm athletically engaged on my toes. This one is also athletically engaged on my toes. I'm not like this. I'm not on my laces. I'm like this. And this is the knee I'm controlling. So one, this is the one that can defend the mount, and like he can accidentally knee me in the face. You're messing around with the beginner and he'll bucking around crazy. And this is the knee. Also, this will be the knee start to turtle towards me that I'm gonna control in the pass and the back takes, right? When I want to start to take his back. You guys get what I'm saying? So like that leg is the leg that I want to control. One more time, head over here, feet over here. Just switching to the position. Once you guys get to this position, T-Rex, we'll understand the end result. I'm inside control, pulling my arm through, elbow super wide, knee on the hip, leg up, I'm on this knee. My hands C-cupping and holding his ribs over here. All right, so I'm here, elbows wide. All right, 180 for me one more time. I'm C-cupping, I got my elbow. He's not here. I'm like, back that thing up, back my hips up on his arms too. That make sense? One person continuously do it until I tell you to switch. Ready, set.